Recently started a new sketchbook. It is a small book by Art Creations Talents from Blick, and I completed my last one, my first sketchbook that I've ever completed, by the way, in my lifetime, and that has been finished for about a month now. I bought this recently, I believe 3 weeks ago, and I recently started this sketchbook last week when I visited LA from New York City. We have a strong start, by the way. I visited LACMA, which is the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, which I believe is one of the largest museums in the West Coast. And I drew this sculpture, and it's called Sleeping Woman with Boy, 1926. And the reason why I was drawn to this sculpture was because I was just attracted to the expressionist color palette of green skin and bright red lips. And I also really resonated with this sculpture because you have this woman who is kind of treated like a rock because she is holding a baby boy, which I have omitted because that's what I decided to do. It didn't resonate with me, so I took him off the sculpture in my sketch. I also really like the way the artist carved her hands. It's angular, and it's just, again, you feel the weight of her. You feel the weight of her body, you feel the weight of her flesh. Her skin feels like flesh, even though the sculpture is not perfect. It's not like a smooth marble. You know that it is a sculpture because of the angular edges of the piece. I also asked a security guard to take a disposable photograph of me on a disposable camera, and I'm looking forward to what that looks like. Next, we have drawings of a woman's head. Well, drawings of women portraits, mainly their head figure, by Max Penstein and Picasso. So there are two pieces here on the sketchbook, two different women from two different male artists. Here I wrote, "What's up with male artists and female bodies? Picasso paints like he hates women." And I think this portrait of this piece is called Picasso, Head of a Woman, 1908. I think that's the only piece that shows this woman, that shows women in a dignified manner. I am still kind of perplexed by Picasso's compositions because, in a way, I like the style, I like the angularness of it, but at the same time, it kind of does feel like these women have been disfigured, and so yeah, Picasso paints like he hates women. Next, I visited Santa Monica here, and I was on this boardwalk and I visited this beach. One thing that I learned from this sketch is that I really enjoy using a brown color pencil. There's a lot of naturalness that comes from using that shade, and I enjoyed drawing the mountainous terrain. It made me look at people more. It made me pay attention to what was going on. For example, I watched kids play in the water. I watched this unhoused man who played in the sand as well, and who also washed his feet with the water. This is one of my favorite pages from LA, and after Santa Monica, I took a bus to Malibu, which is a beautiful, pristine beach I've never seen anything like it. And the sun was setting and it was so pink and the water was so blue, but the blue was also taking in the pinkness of the sky. And that was what I was trying to capture here. And because the sun was setting, and when the sun sets, you probably only have like 20 or 30 minutes. And you can see that here as my brush strokes were being frantic, right? I was using gouache for the water, and I like the effect of not having your paintbrush totally wet. If it were wet, your brush strokes would be very smooth. But if you were using a dry brush, it kind of spreads the paint around in this airy, grainy feel. Here we have another page, and it's my unhappy page. I was sitting for 2 hours waiting for an artist that I was supposed to visit, but that artist didn't show up. So when I was waiting for him, I was sketching what was in front of me, which was a table and a chair. And that was not a great experience because it was my last day in LA. So I felt like my time was wasted. But what I did was I put stickers on top of the visit, and these stickers signified an experience that I had with another artist that was better, rooted in friendship and mutual respect, and an overall great experience that fed me. So the stickers are from Pop Hop, which is a local shop in LA, and it is a bookshop that sells local artwork and books by living artists in the area, or international artists as well. And they also build a community there because not only is it a bookstore, they also have space for a gallery and weekly workshops and weekly activities. As I was going at checkout, I was talking to the owner, or actually co-owner of the bookstore, and we ended up talking because I was inspired by the shop's mission, which was posted at the bathroom door. And he ended up inviting me to make art with him right at the center of the bookstore. And we just drew each other's portraits and talked about different life experience that we had and our aspirations. And then he gave me, during my purchasing, he gave me these stickers, and I just layered it over this documentation of a very unpleasant experience. He drew this portrait of me, which I pasted here. I wrote here, fun, community, #1 art technique, have fun, which is what he told me. Now we're in my red sketchbook. The sketchbook is what I tend to use at home. The mini sketchbooks that I use here, this is for only documenting my outside experiences, like drawing outside only. I'm not sure what this is, but it has something to do with city sewage or just the public system for water. And I took a photo of it because it was a rainy, gray day near Washington Square Park, and this bright green thing was just glowing right at me. I was just experimenting here with crayon, watercolor, color pencils and gouache. And I think the crayon did a really amazing work at creating texture, and it made me pay attention to little details like the words that were engraved onto this thing and the numbers that are probably used to identify the system as well. And then I went to the train station and I noticed these marks on the wall with letters and a number. And my partner, who is literate in the MTA system, told me that these are markers for the names of the stations that the train would arrive in or would arrive at. By the station, I think he meant like the tracks, the platform tracks. This reminds me of a peer. His name is Luke Charlie. He is an artist in New York City as well, and this work reminds me of his because he uses different flyers used by manufacturers, ads, different identifiers that he uses throughout his work. And I think that's very interesting, and I am really inspired by his work, so check out his work because they're pretty amazing. The next is this subway mosaic at Chambers Street, which is a Manhattan train station by the World Trade Center, and they have lovely mosaics of people's eyes, and it's just an experience that captures my commute there, how I always pass by these eyes, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should just draw these eyes because I am intrigued by them, because I'm intrigued by the way mosaics are cut and inlaid so that they would create this shape. But also I really love the color of these mosaics and how they kind of create the human flesh through this. Obviously the MTA walls aren't white tiles, so you know, I had to demonstrate that these are not fresh tiles. So I decided to take the liberty of coloring it in yellow and making marks to show that it is kind of grimy. But you know what, it's very it's just grimy. I'm not gonna say that it's beloved, it's just grimy. That's it. Thank you for listening to me talk about what I recently created. I think this is a momentous time because in my previous videos I have repeatedly said that I don't really recognize the things in my sketchbook as finished pieces or as things that holds a record of the creative things that I've been doing. But I think now I have accepted that yes, these things on the pages, the explorations that I have been making on pages do count in my creative practice. So I'm very happy to share them with you. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you around.